Okay, now we're going to easy off the whole thing and see what happens. Wish me good luck. Hello everyone, happy Memorial Day weekend. Thank you for checking out my channel. I am Robbie with MyWestCoastVintage, or Reluctant Robbie. And on this channel, I do restoration of antiques that I sell in my booth. I do restoration of antiques that I sell online on Etsy. But what we're doing today is we are doing easy off on a 1800, or a chair that's from the 1800s, I believe, made out of solid wood. We're gonna try this easy off method. The first place I learned about the easy off method was actually on another channel called Amanda's Mercantile. She did this whole dresser that she sprayed with easy off, scrubbed it, and it worked great. I was hesitant because I obviously don't want to sand things that have intricate details, but when I saw she did this easy off method, I was like, yes, I want to try this. The girl is back too. I don't know if any of you guys also follow Amanda's Mercantile. I will put her Instagram handle here so you guys can see it. I follow her as well as Exo McKenna. And then if you guys are interested in any of the content that I'm publishing, or you kind of want to stay up to date with all the things that's going on in my booth and my online business for reselling, I will put my Instagram handle here so you guys can follow. And with that, we're gonna get to work, and I'm gonna show you all the materials that I bought to do this project. I went a little heavy duty, but I really don't like vapor, so let's see what I got. One heavy duty respirator, 2097 and 3M. Full X for spot removal, which I'm not sure that we're gonna actually need or use. Easy off, low fumes. Nitrate gloves. Bear stain. This is a stain and a poly, like you can use the two together, it's water-based. And what is it? A scrub brush. And a bucket for water. Here's the chairs in the shape that they are now that we're working with. Beautiful chairs. All of them. All the chairs need a little bit of work. You can see some of the staining and splotching here. You can see, I think they might have been redone at some point. They're made out of two woods. You can see one's darker than lighter than the other. That's why I wanted to take this darker, because I think it will work well. And then there's some scuff marks and things there. And then this one is even in rougher condition, so it might need an actual sanding. I might get away with just sanding with my hand. The top is still in really good condition. It might need a fair sanding, but we're gonna see. We're gonna easy off them, see what happens. Luckily, the seats come off very easy. See? Super easy. Seats come out. Same with this one. Boom. Seats come out. So let's get to work in restoring these beautiful chairs. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Oh. We wait 20 minutes, I guess, or so. We can scrub these, and we're gonna see what happens. It's looking pretty promising now. Stage one complete. I scrubbed the whole thing from top to bottom. Just so you know, I recommend, if you have a part to scrub on the bottom, flip the chair over and scrub it towards away from you because it does splatter. The other thing that I would recommend, wait until it starts to crackle. Even though 20 minutes is good, having it crackle is better because it comes off easier. And I think that's it. Maybe 2 coats is needed. We'll see. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to show you was what they look like after the chairs have been scrubbed. They've been cleaned, they've been hosed off, they've been drying for about a day or two. And as you can see, the results are kind of iffy. I'm not really sure how the other YouTubers did it so flawlessly, unless they applied multiple coats, waited till the wood dried, and then maybe re-put on Easy Off. But you can see here in the front that it's kind of like crackled. It has like dark spots, light spots, any part that you didn't scrub on. I also noticed like underneath, you could tell where I had scrubbed really hard. It made like scratches in the wood, but it didn't actually take off all the color. And so that's a little bit frustrating. So I decided if that didn't work, that I'll, I guess, just, you know, sand the whole thing at this point. So you see me here, I'm putting on my gloves, again, more protective gear, pulling out my sander. Luckily, the top of the chair is pretty easy to sand because it is a flatter surface. I'm using 220 grit. I started with actually just like a hand, what they call it, like a hand sander, like a hand sponge that you can use for sanding. I thought this would be easiest because the chair is actually rounded in some parts, so that makes it easier when it's on a sponge. And then for the flat smooth area, what I did next was I pulled out the sander and I started going at it with the sander. Okay, so here's the first thing that bothers me about the Easy Off. Look, you can see it started to crack. The wood could not take the harsh chemicals after it dried. And I know these aren't really going to be seen once the stain's on, but I'm going to know they're there. So I feel like we got to do something. So we're going to do this. we're going to do this. I'm going to use this golden oak wood repair, fill in the gaps. It takes about an hour to dry, and then we'll come back and stain it. Okay, so for staining, I decided to go with this Vorthalane. Don't come at me in the comments. I'm really bad at pronouncing their name. It's Less Mess Wood Stain. It's in 2-in-1 stain and applicator. So essentially the stain comes directly out of the top, or the mesh, or the sponge. It comes directly out of the sponge at the top. And it just allows you not to have to use a paintbrush. Typically something like this is used for very small projects, not large projects. But the chair seems somewhat small to me, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Hopefully I don't run out. I think for the small, lighter chair, I'm going to do the gray, because the cushion that I'm gonna be resurfacing or redoing is like a yellow and gray. And then for the other one, I'm gonna take it back to a dark wash. So this one, I'm gonna put a dark wash. And the reason I like that is because it has such intricate details. And I think this sponge will work well to get in between the little bits and pieces. You can even see though in the bits and pieces or the carving of the chair, the Easy Off kind of gets stuck in there. So you have to like seriously scrub the little nooks and crannies. Otherwise you get like white crusties in the small pieces in between all the intricate carvings, which sucks. So anyway, let's see how it goes. All right, so the chair is stained. It is almost complete. This is driving me nuts. I put in, well, as you can see here, I put in wood filler into the chair and then I stained it, and the stain did not take to the wood filler. So it's driving me nuts. I'm going to sand it down, and if it doesn't work sanding it down and then reapplying the stain, I'm going to chuck this chair into the forest and watch it implode, or set a match to it, because I cannot get this chair to be good. I've tried, I think, for like 3 weeks now. So let's see how it goes.
In the morning when I get up, I wish that we could stop and take each day. In the evening when I get home, always hope to find you all alone and out of harm's way. Every time I look around, I hope to find you looking back at me. You're everything I ever hope to see. In the morning when I get up, I wish that we could stop and take each day. In the evening when I get home, always hope to find you all alone and out of harm's way.
Okay, so we're down to the last step here. I'm going to apply a Vaseline polyurethane water-based spray. I'm going to spray it all over the chair. And you'll notice when I first start spraying it, it comes out a little blotchy. So I will actually at one point grab a paintbrush and just kind of make sure it's coated on. What's good about this Vaseline, it's water-based. So the drying time is super fast. And it's good for resisting scratches. And what's also great about this is that since it's water-based, it's easy to take a paintbrush and just kind of paint it to make sure it comes out even. So, so you shouldn't feel like you're going to make a mistake with this, or that you can even make a mistake with this. It's super easy. It dries really quickly. You'll see me go back in really right away once I notice it's already starting to get tacky and dry, and I'll start putting on a second coat and still wiping it with the paintbrush. No streaks, no issues with this darker wood stain. Really easy to use. I really enjoy the polyurethane. You can buy the ones in Home Depot that come in a can, but I like the spray on. I just feel like it's easier to corral and keep in my garage, and I don't have to worry about it spilling. It took a lot to get me to go back to working on these chairs. I think the last time you saw me, I was cursing these chairs, saying I'm about to throw them out the window. But I have to say the stain turned out phenomenal. Oh, I should go grab it real quick. So I use this Vaseline Less Mess wood stain applicator, and I thought, no way this was gonna work, but it turned out so good that I might continue using this, or getting the bigger size, maybe with the brush. I don't know, the sponge looked great. It didn't go streaky at all. It looks a little streaky while you're putting it on, but I mean, this is a stain. So essentially you smear it on and then you rub it off or buff it off a little bit with a rag. And I kind of used a paintbrush and a rag, and I just kind of did the two together. You'll see. Anyway, or you have already seen, but it worked really, really well. The other thing I would just say with these bottles, there's a stopper in the middle of this sponge, and you have to not only press on the sponge, but you have to press on the stopper to release the product to come out into the sponge. So just know that it's not like easy, just like lightly pressing it on. You have to push hard to get the product to come out. Then once it's out into the sponge, it's easy to just lightly paint it on. Okay. The next thing I'm going to work on is the seats. The seats of the chair need to get finished. We're so close. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult because it has hammered in nails. So that should be fun. But at least I can get a hammer and try and get these out easily. And then I'm going to staple. That just tells you how old this seat is. I'm going to staple new fabric, and I'm going to replace it with some new batting. And then I'm also going to replace it. I'm going to replace it with some new batting, and I've got some new high density chair foam. So here's what we're using. Okay, so we got our scissors, or I should say we've got our quick scissor, which is like a blade, easy to cut fabric. We've got some regular scissors. We've got a staple gun and staples. I've got some spray adhesive and fusion fabric glue, just in case I need to glue anything down. And then just a fabric eraser pencil, just so I can make marks if I need to. And I forgot the measuring tape. We're gonna grab that and then we'll be off. Okay, so you can see this is the back of the chair. Ooh. It's got fullness to it, but it was made really well. You can see by the, it's got, these are the, oh shoot, I forget what they're called. Let's see if I can get the other ones out. I mean, they hammered. If you notice, as I pull this thread or this material, the tacks or the metal that are keeping it in, you can see the tacks. The tacks that are keeping it in kind of just pop out. Gotta be careful, I don't want these to end up in my car tires. Oh, and for fabric for this chair, I think I'm gonna actually use this yellow, gray, green. I'm gonna use this yellow, gray, green color. I think this will look really nice with the chair. The chair, I did more of a white, gray stain wash. The other one, the second one, because it was a lighter wood. You can see the coloring just slightly, but it's like a white wash stain. I did have to do multiple coats to get this looking kind of white and milky. But I'll link below both stains. Okay, so for the last step, we need to take the batting and kind of measure it out with the chair. And then all we have to do is staple down the fabric and the batting on top. And then if we want, we can also place a sheet or like a cloth on the bottom to finish it out. But that's the last step. So we're going to show you that, the stapling of the fabric, and we'll finally see the chairs completely pristine, in perfect condition, back to their original glory. All right, let's do it.
Ooh.